The message we received was this.
They won't need a message. The creatures will soon reach the heart of the vault. When they do, they're gonna destroy the Vex. Once they take the Vex, they'll come for the light.
That's why you're here.
Hey y'all, this is Siege, and welcome to part 2 of what I feel is next, or at least should be in my opinion, for Destiny, beginning with the April update, and what I and most other people feel is coming, an update to the old raids. If you've not yet seen part 1 of this series, I'll leave a link in the comments below. You should probably watch that first, if you haven't, just to give you the background and the details surrounding the basis for this theory and the updated Crota's End raid specifically. This episode will focus on where we're headed next, after the defeat of Nokris, and the understanding that there is in fact something out there with the potential to be as strong, or maybe even stronger than Oryx. Upon returning from the moon and briefing the Vanguard on the information found on Savathun and Xivu Arath, we come to find out that a signal has also been received on Venus, one from a familiar source we haven't had contact with in a long time. The Exo-Stranger has reappeared to warn us of what she's discovered in the Vault of Glass. The mission associated with the Vault of Glass raid would have us arriving at the entrance to the vault with the door open, and the layout would probably mimic the Paradox mission pretty closely, except for obviously the encounters within. The Exo-Stranger has already made her way in and signals us to follow her to the bottom. While making the descent, we come to find that the vault is overcome with Taken, and fighting our way down is a challenge in of itself. We find our way back to Praedyth's tomb.
These bones are centuries old. There's a faint echo of light. This was a guardian once. Ikora, I'm sorry we couldn't bring him back.
Where we meet up with the stranger. During the trip down, she'd been playing communications she received from Praedyth himself, much like how he reached out to us in the past.
The Vex have no hope, no imagination, no drive, no fear. All they have is the pattern. Everything must fit. If it can be made to fit, good. If it can't, it gets cut away.
These communications are erratic and panicked, with Praedyth warning us of what he is witnessing, and that we must stop it at all costs in our time. Once we meet, she reveals to us that she is Maya Sundaresh, explains her connection to the Vex, which she, Dr. Shim, and their crew were attempting to do, and briefly about their relationship that she had with Chioma Essie. I know, character building, right? Crazy idea for Destiny. I know. Finally, she lets us hear the last message that she received from Praedyth, that there is a new presence in the vault, one that has taken everything, and it's not vexed, at least in nature.
Welcome to the end of the Vex. Their immutable future.
He explains that the vault no longer belongs to the Vex, that even the Vex no longer belong to themselves. In his time, everything's lost, and he explains that the vault must be cleansed, as something has undone the work we did, and is flooding the vault with Taken. The stranger tells us we must go back in, or all is lost, because we're the only ones with the power to do it, really. This leads us to the Vault of Glass raid. Now, in the last episode, we talked briefly about how the Vault of Glass is the Vex representation of Oryx's throne world, but I wanted to expound upon that a little bit. As I mentioned, Crota was deceived into mistakenly opening this world to the Vex by Savathun, the sister of Oryx, and was banished because of it. It was this action that made Oryx move his throne world to the Dreadnought we visit on Saturn. By the way, the Dreadnought is actually a hollowed out segment of the worm god Akka, one of the entities that originally gave Oryx the power he currently holds. For this, the Taken King was actually female as well, so him, her, Oryx is both. I'll leave a link in the description to a video that explains that a little more in depth below. At any rate, this allowed a Vex mine named Curia Blade Transform to infiltrate the area and begin to run simulations within Oryx's realm in order to find a weakness. In the process, it deciphered the sword logic and for a very long time gained power in this area through killing and increasing its power. This went on until another of the worm gods, Eir, took notice and forced Oryx to set his house in order. Oryx came back, defeated the Vex, banished Crota, and made him not return unless he was victorious within the Vex Gate network. It's important to remember that during this time, the information Curia was gathering was also being sent back through this network, and that included what they knew of the throne world, how it behaved, and also certain aspects they would have observed. Take, for instance, the ontological properties of both, where the creator can change whatever resides within it as it sees fit, kind of like the Matrix, if you will. It exists the same in both the Vault as it does in the throne world. The way the oracles foresee the world from the Vex perspective and using that visualization allow the Templar to make it a reality is awfully similar to how the Death Singers Ir Halak and Ir Anuk change reality in the throne world. The Unraveler, Ir Halak, manipulates the fabric of space as she sees fit, and the Weaver, Ir Anuk, weaves that into reality. Consider that both places also have within them methods of protection from this power, the Aegis and the Relic respectively, which both allow light into the realm in order to protect and cleanse the Guardians. Finally, I offered these images in the last video, but it's pretty hard to argue the visual similarities between the two. I mean, of all the creatures in this huge universe, wouldn't it be like next to impossible for both of them to look so close in appearance? Especially considering how they've already interacted in the past. Come on. At any rate, the new raid itself will act much in the same way it does now. Major difference being that all enemies within it are going to be taken. Now, Savathûn still possesses Curia, the hive mind created in Oryx's throne world. Oryx gave that thing to her, and would look to probably exploit the Vex through this. As far as how the raid mechanics are concerned, although I would like to see some different ones in this one, you know, I'm guessing it'll probably end up being identical to how it's run right now. I think that's further reinforced by the addition of the Aegis and the new Nexus Mind Strike. Many have speculated on this, and I agree with the idea that this aspect was added in specifically to give people an idea of what to do with it when they actually have to run the Vault of Glass. After all, we really don't see that mechanic anywhere else in the game. The gauntlet that is the Vault could run almost identical, and story-wise, it would probably still make sense. Something I feel Bungie will absolutely exploit. New coat of paint for all the bosses within would essentially, work, given that time is not really relevant in this place, and we've seen dead bosses come back as taken in the past. The Templar, Gorgons, and even Atheon will most likely have been consumed and repurposed to fully explore the power of the Vault of Glass and potentially rewrite the history of our world with a different ending. Call them whatever you want in the end. Orc-Theon doesn't really matter. It is what it is. Now we'll be tasked with once again completing the raid, and once that's done and the vault is clean again, we'll uncover more information regarding this shadowed entity forcing us back into our toughest challenges from the past, essentially. With the help of Eris Morn, the information we've received from the meeting with the stranger, and from our own understanding of the Books of Sorrow, we can most likely deduce the most logical choice would be one of the other two sisters found in the lore, those being Xivu Arath and Savathûn. Now, given the hive connections, the only logical place to head back to for more information would be the Dreadnought. This would lead us to the next mission, having us explore the area for definitive proof of our theory, and, finding it. So what's that mission about? Well, look out for part 3, where I elaborate on how the King's Fall raid will be updated, what quests will be associated with it, and of course, the story of why we've been brought to the Dreadnought. What do you think about this? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the video, please like and share it. If you're new to the channel and would like to be notified of upcoming Destiny and other gaming content, click that subscribe button. I'm still shooting for 100 subscriptions before the end of February, guys, so if you can help me out doing that, I'd be so thankful. At any rate, take care all. Bye.